Hi anime fans! This video will discuss an anime full of emotion and a deep story, Look Back. The story follows the journey of two young girls, Fury and Kyoko, through their unique relationship as fellow mangaka. However, behind their perseverance in creating, there are tragedies and life lessons that change everything. So get ready to dive into a story that is not only entertaining, but also heartfelt. Let's get started. The story begins with a man and woman in a car. The car's tires suddenly blew out, causing a major collision. Both died, but before that they had promised to kiss when they were reborn. 20 years later, the woman was finally reincarnated and immediately looked for her partner. Apparently, it was all just a story Fujino wrote in a school newsletter. Her friends praised her and said that she could be a manga artist in the future. However, Fujino herself felt that it could be very boring. Another friend suggested she become an athlete, and she seemed to agree. The teacher called Fujino to the faculty office to discuss the next comic. He intended to give one slot to Kyomoto, a truant student from the next class. Fujino gave him a chance, even though she was sure that Kyomoto's comic wouldn't be very good since he was only an amateur. Once the newsletter was finally distributed again, Fujino read Kyomoto's comic called After School. Fujino was very surprised that Kyomoto's drawings were much better. It also made the students curious about who Kyomoto really was. Her friends also said that Fujino's drawings were mediocre compared to Kyomoto's. Fujino felt angry and disappointed, so she tried to improve her drawing skills. After looking up how to do it on the internet and buying some supplies, she began practicing drawing non-stop.
Yes.
Before they knew it, they were in the 6th grade. Kei went up to her and asked if Fujino would continue drawing after middle school. She said that Fujino was too old to continue drawing. Fujino also hadn't hung out with them in a long time. Kei was worried that she would be shunned by her friends in middle school if she continued drawing. At home, her brother also asked when Fujino would stop drawing. Their parents are starting to worry about Fujino's poor test scores. Before long, the school newsletter was distributed. She was still looking at her drawings, which were still not as good as Kyomoto's. Just then, she decided to quit and took Kei out for ice cream after school. She began to return to her life with friends and family and even tried karate. Graduation day arrived. Fujino went to see the teacher who asked her to deliver Kyomoto's diploma. Fujino was confused as to why she had to go. The teacher reminded her that the two of them had worked together on comics for the bulletin, so Kyomoto would have been happier to receive it from Fujino rather than the teacher. Fujino finally went to Kyomoto's house. She found the door unlocked. Realizing that someone was inside, Fujino walked deeper and found many stacks of sketchbooks in the hallway. Fujino then took out a piece of paper and started drawing a manga about the finals of a world solitary confinement competition in which Kyomoto was a participant and ended up as Bones. Fujino quickly ran away when the manga fell through the crack in the door to Kyomoto's room. Apparently, Kyomoto chased after her and claimed to be her fan since 3rd grade. Kyomoto asks for her autograph on the back of his jacket. Kyomoto describes all of Fujino's manga that he loves. To him, Fujino is a manga genius. Kyomoto asked why Fujino stopped making manga in the middle of 6th grade. Fujino admitted that she was trying to enter a manga competition. Kyomoto became excited because he was looking forward to it. Fujino finally promised to show him after finishing it. She then went home happily in the rain. Fujino started the manga titled Metal Parade as soon as she got home. After becoming a junior high school student, Fujino went home and there was Kyomoto at her house working on manga backgrounds. They worked on the manga together day after day until it was finished. Then, the two went to submit the Metal Parade manga for a manga competition. The manga was finished after a year of work by the two of them. the man said that they could at least get an honorable mention for the story and high-quality drawings. On a snowy day, the two went to a convenience store to see the announcement. It turned out that they had won second place with a prize of 1 million yen. They were so happy that they opened their accounts. Fujino even took 100,000 yen to treat Kyomoto. The next day, they went to the city to have fun. They bought snacks, watched movies, ate lunch, went to a bookstore, all the while holding hands. Once, Fujino and Kyomoto met a man who said he would make their story into a series after they graduated from high school. Kyomoto ended up saying that he was going to art school, so he wouldn't be able to help with the series. Fujino is confused as to why Kyomoto suddenly chose art school. In her opinion, there's no point in going there since the graduates won't have a future either. Plus, she'll have to meet a lot of strangers. Kyomoto says that he wants to try living independently without relying on Fujino. Fujino, meanwhile, assures Kyomoto that he will fail in his endeavor. Kyomoto assured that he would try because he wanted to be better at drawing. In the end, Fujino worked on the requested series titled Shark Kick Herself. With sales going up and down, he wrote up to various series until it finally reached first place and was believed to be adapted into an anime. While Fujino was preoccupied with the difficulty of finding a new assistant, she heard a news report on TV about an art university in Yamagata. It was reported that a man had attacked female students with an axe. The police had arrested the perpetrator, but there was no information about the victim. A panicked Fujino called Kyomoto, but there was no answer. Not long after, her mother called and Fujino answered. Go back in time to when Fujino and Kyomoto were fantasizing about their manga becoming a series. Fujino wants the drawings to be of high quality, but Kyomoto is hesitant because he works slowly and wishes he could draw faster. They wanted to improve each other's skills to increase their speed. Back in the present, Fujino drops her cell phone because it turns out that Kyomoto was one of the dead in the attack. Fujino goes to Kyomoto's house, but seems hesitant. She sees a weekly magazine and opens it sheet by sheet until she finds a manga on a piece of paper that she once wrote. Fujino then blamed herself for writing the manga until Kyomoto finally walked out of the room and died. Fujino tore the paper and a piece of paper slipped through the crack in the door, asking her not to come out. Just then, Kyomoto, who was still in elementary school, heard the bell being pressed. Fujino came to deliver the graduation certificate and left it on the floor. After that, Kyomoto continued drawing until he managed to get into an art university. Once after painting, Kyomoto sat down on the second floor of his college to rest. That's when he heard a metallic tapping sound. A man approached Kyomoto and asked if there were any artwork similar to his at an art exhibition. The man intends to kill a random student there because he thinks someone has plagiarized his work on the internet. As soon as the man raised his axe, Fujino came and kicked him. It wasn't long before the police arrived to arrest him. Fujino claimed to study karate at the dojo. She also said she was jogging when she saw the man enter with a gun, so she followed him and broke her leg trying to kick him. Just then, Kyomoto came to say thank you and asked for Fujino's number. Kyomoto realized that Fujino was someone he had idolized since elementary school. Before Fujino was taken away, Kyomoto asked her why she stopped drawing manga. Fujino replied that she had just started drawing again, so she asked Kyomoto to be her assistant if the manga was made into a series. Kyomoto went home and looked at Fujino's manga from elementary school again until he found a piece of paper and drew on it. The paper was blown through the crack in the door and stopped in front of the grieving Fujino. The manga was about an attack by a strange man, where Fujino came to Kyomoto's rescue, but without realizing it, her own back was injured by the axe. Fujino finally enters Kyomoto's room and she sees so many items related to him. From serials written, reader questionnaires, and even Kyomoto's jacket that he once signed. Fujino reminisced about all the time she spent with Kyomoto. She remembers in elementary school when she showed Kyomoto her Metal Parade manga. Since then, the two have become very close and continue to work together on manga. Fujino taked a piece of paper that was Kyomoto's manga to the window of her workspace. Eventually, Fujino resumed writing the series that had been delayed. And that's a quick review of Look Back, an anime that is not only a story about friendship, but also about struggle, loss, and rediscovering hope. This story teaches us how important it is to cherish the time we have and fight for what we believe in. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video, and keep exploring the world of anime with us.